the self-study process at the beginning of 2011, 2012, the guidelines that SAIS provides, and Steve touched on these, are that the self-study is supposed to be mission-focused, it's supposed to be comprehensive in terms of all aspects of school life, and that it's supposed to include representation from all stakeholders. And so those are the guidelines that we were going by with respect to the self-study. And then it's supposed to result in the identification of meaningful institutional goals. And we certainly hope that we have done that, and that those goals are supposed to be aligned with improving student learning. And so that's the framework for the self-study that we entered into. And technically, Walker was supposed to do accreditation in 2010, and when Don Robertson announced that he was retiring, the school asked to postpone a year in anticipation of a new head of school coming. And so we waited until the 2011-2012 school year to do that. And as we went into the self-study process, we really looked at answering these 4 questions. Where is the school today? Where do we want to go? Where are we headed? What is the plan to get there? And how will we know when the school has accomplished its goals? So it really is the profile. Where is the school today? Where does the school want to go? The vision. What's the plan to get there, which obviously is the plan, and then the results. How will we be able to measure success in achieving those goals? And those 4 questions really guided us through the self-study process. And they're really, and this slide right here is right off the SAIS webpage, so Steve probably wrote this, but as you go into the self-study process, there are some general,
I said unless there are grammatical errors.
There are best practice methods of doing a self-study process. The NAIS strategic visioning process, school improvement or school renewal plan, and we chose to do the school-wide SWOT analysis in combination with the long-range plan, and you'll hear that as we go through that. And SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And for those of you that are in here that served on any of those committees, you'll remember that, and you're thinking, okay, you're going to talk about SWOT again tonight. But we established this process and then put together the long-range planning committees. And y'all have been given, hot off the press today, the long-range plan in its magazine form. It's also been given to you on the website. And on the website, you can actually go on. All right, so, okay, Richard, now this is can you do that?
Just wiggle the mouse.
Oh, wiggle the mouse? All right, oh, there it is. Okay, thank you. You can go on to the web page, and we wanted to be able to show you this so you could see it, and get this list off the web page as well. Under the long-range plan, which is on the web page, you go to About Walker, and the long-range plan shows up, About Walker right there, and then the long-range plan right there. And when you go down and look at it, it gives you the list of the committees that we used in the long-range planning process. Trying to do this, scroll down here, sorry. So you got the student committee, programs, facilities, technology, faculty, administration, external constituencies, and institutional finance. And those were the committees that were that we used for the self-study process, and they were made up of parents, board member, faculty, staff, administration, alumni, in almost every case, not on every committee. But they were guided in this process by Patty Mosley and Michael Arjona. And they met over the period of the school year 2011-2012. Now I'm going to see if I can go back. Just click out of that. Oh, no, go to the other one. Thank you. Okay. They met throughout the entire year, looking at strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so they got together for a meeting at the beginning of the month, talked about the strengths and weaknesses, came back the following month to address those and talk about those after they had spent that time thinking about them and talking with other constituency groups, and went through that process throughout the entire year to identify the goals for their committees. And part of what informed that process was we did surveys. And we surveyed all faculty and staff at Walker, all current parents. So every current parent in the school in 2011-12 received the link to the survey. All students in grades 5 through 12, board members, and alumni. And I will just share, in contrast, and I won't give the name of the school, but I just chaired an accreditation visit to a school in Charlotte, a very fine school in Charlotte, 2 weeks ago. And they chose, in their self-study, to survey the 6th, 8th, and 10th graders, and the 6th, 8th, and 10th grade parents. So different schools do it different ways, but we decided at Walker to survey all of our parents and all of our students in grades 5 through 12. And I think we roughly had about a 45% return rate on the parent survey, and a 98% return rate on the students, because we did it at school, so they knew what they had in school. But as I said, they met over the course of the, once a month over the course of that school year. In addition to the survey information that they had at their disposal, we had the NAIS trend book, which was looking at all the key areas as it relates to education and what the trends look like in the future with respect to enrollment and 21st century learning and things of that nature. We had the survey data, as I said. We also had, some of y'all remember Crane Meta Marketing came in. They did a lot of constituent group meetings and had a report that we were able to use. We have comparison information from other schools and really best practices from across the industries to identify those strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so toward the end of the 2011-2012 school year, each of the 8 committees identified a number of goals for their respective areas. And when those were given to Michael, there were more than 60 goals that were identified by those 8 different committees. And of course, a number of them were duplicate goals, as you could well imagine. And so those goals were shared with faculty and staff at the end of the school year, 2012, and then at the beginning of the school year, 2012-13, we sent out, Michael created a survey that he sent to the faculty and staff to get them to rank what were the most important goals as it related to improving student learning. And these are those four goals as they're listed in the handout that you've received, also on the webpage. The first is strengthen and extend the development of critical thinking skills across our curriculum. And we really feel like that's something we've been working on for the last year and a half and something we're going to continue to work on. Encourage and promote a greater interdisciplinary, cross-divisional approach to the overall educational experience. I hope y'all have seen that in the last year and a half with your children, with the middle school going to the lower school and vice versa and things of that nature, a lot of integration. We also have vertical teams working through preschool through high school in different discipline areas. I think they meet actually tomorrow. Vertical teams are scheduled to meet tomorrow, so we feel good about that work that's being done. Enhance and foster the development of character, citizenship, and integrity, and the understanding that our choices affect our relationship with others. I think this is an area that we can never take our eye off the ball on this area. This is something that this won't be a goal that we reach at the end of 5 years. It's something that happens every day. Support and facilitate ways for faculty to address diverse needs, abilities, and learning styles of all of our students in an environment that incorporates a variety of effective technological platforms. So those were the 4 self-study goals that related to improving student learning. And those were established in the fall of 2012, and then in the spring of 2013, a visiting team came from SAIS, chaired by J.P. Watson, who at that time was the assistant head at Athens Academy and now is the head of Heritage School in Noonan. And their job when they come to visit the school, really they have 2 jobs. One is to make sure that the self-study process followed best practice, included all the stakeholders in the process, and went through an effective, well thought out process to come to the goals that we've reached. And then they also grant accreditation based on the SAIS standards. And when the team leaves after being here for 3 days, they share a report with the school. And I would like to share a couple of the commendations that the SAIS team had for our school at that time. The visiting team commends the school for maintaining and celebrating a comfortable learning environment that fosters warmth, support, engagement, and respect, but also challenge and opportunity. The visiting team commends the school for soliciting and using feedback from all constituent groups. And the visiting team commends the school for attracting and cultivating a strategic-minded board of trustees.